Good evening, my fellow Americans. In the United States, the issue of gun control has been thrown around for decades. It has been an issue that has dominated multiple presidential administrations and controlled the swing of midterms. I, for one, do believe that tighter regulations are the key to a safer world, but only if done in a conservative manner. I believe we need tighter background checks, limiting who can purchase and own a gun. We must limit the ability to own a large capacity or high capacity magazine. And we must make a stronger, more definitive definition of the phrase assault rifle. In America, background checks have been a standard means of controlling who can purchase a firearm for as long as I can remember. According to an article written by Josh Richmond of the San Jose Mercury News, every day for the past 22 years, California background checks have stopped about a dozen felons, mentally ill people, and others from buying guns. The issue that many of my constituents have failed to realize is that guns are not the problem. People are the problem. Bad people are the problem. I understand that many of you may be looking at me right now as if I have 7 heads. But I don't, I do assure you. But I understand your concern. You're probably asking yourselves right about now, why is an ultra-conservative, right-wing Republican talking about anything related to controlling a firearm or the Second Amendment? To answer your question, I'll pose the answer like this. Yes, the Republican Party has been extremely pro-gun and has always fought, and traditionally has always fought movements that inhibit the right to own a firearm or weapon. I'd like to point out right now that I'm only opposed to bad people, terrorists, the mentally unstable, convicted felons, etc., from owning guns. I believe that if we tighten our regulations, as California has, on who can own a firearm, we will very easily alone be able to drastically reduce the number of illegally purchased firearms, or rather, the number of firearms purchased by mentally unstable individuals, such as Adam Lanza, Mike Thomas, or Jared McLaughlin. California's background checks have led to a 1% rate in denial of mental deficiency or illegal status or felon status. Albeit this system has barely reduced the number of guns on our streets, it is a far better figure still than our national denial rate of less than 0.5%. A Democrat from California, Mike Thompson, wrong name, has made a valid point. You have to assume that if you stop one person who would otherwise take that gun and kill people, it's been a success. This program, in theory, has been a success. With more stringent demands, however, we can do better. Background checks should be utilized to better rule out mentally unstable individuals. Many of us remember the horrors at the elementary school in Sandy Hook in Newtown, or the tragedy in Aurora, Colorado. I don't know about you, but I can still remember where I was, what I was doing when I found out about both of those incidents. And I can tell you, ironically enough, I had been having a discussion with somebody from East Lyme about what we should be doing if something terrible like this happens. Something terrible did happen, and it's because of a flawed system with the FBI's National Background Check System, which, if it had been properly utilized, would have recognized that a firearm should not have been in the home of somebody like Adam Lanza or Nancy Lanza. These three tragic... The FBI's NICS could have much better prevented something like the three tragic shootings, once again in Aurora, Colorado, Tucson, Arizona, with the shooting of United States Congressman or Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, or in Newtown. And at the same time, had better programs like been improved upon, we would have not had issues with these places. One of the common denominators with these three shootings was a high-capacity magazine. There is no clear definition for a high-capacity magazine, which there should be. The clearest point, however, is that it contains far more ammunition than any one person needs. Right now, as a hunter, you do not need 30 rounds of full-powered ammunition. You don't. My late grandfather once told me that any hunter worth his salt should not need more than a second follow-up shot to take care of his game. If he can't hit it in a second shot, he shouldn't be hunting. But the current standard in any hunting firearm is 5+1. 5 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. To me, that's high enough capacity. Now, some people would argue that you say you want to go to the range, you want to shoot 30 rounds of .22 ammunition. That's fine. Please get a 30-round magazine for your Ruger 22, provided that you're not plinking at humans. Now, high-capacity magazines are often associated with military-style assault rifles. That is the problem. Or rather, the problem with that phrase associated with assault rifles is, what is an assault rifle? Webster Dictionary defines an assault rifle as a rapid-fire, magazine-fed automatic rifle designed for infantry use. Now, any weapon that falls into that category could include your World War II vintage infantry rifles, which, the last I checked, you couldn't shoot off 30 rounds with. An assault rifle needs to be reclassified as a weapon that can shoot a selective fire setting, and it is chambered specifically for a military spec round and can readily be suppressed. Adam Lanza, and the shooter in Aurora, Colorado, and in Newtown, Adam Lanza again, this was the common denominator once again. A military spec assault weapon that should not have been in the hands of a mentally unstable individual. My fellow Americans, we cannot stand by while heinous acts of atrocity happen. We cannot stand by while the Adam Lanzas and the Jared Loughner's are buying guns legally because of a faulty background check system. We have to take the high-capacity magazines off the street before our children get hurt. And most importantly, we need to fix what we call an assault rifle before somebody brings in a real assault rifle and creates another tragedy. We need to send a message to anyone who thinks that they can use a weapon like these to commit a crime of this terror and horror. Your day has come. We will no longer stand by and watch a horror like Newtown happen again. Thank you. And God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.